This is IGN. The numbers are in, and the Nintendo Switch 2 is the fastest selling gaming hardware in US history. Welcome to your IGN Daily Update. But first, there's still 2 solid weeks before the Netflix hit Wednesday returns for the first part of its second season, but the streamer seems to be sure of one thing, that it deserves a third. Netflix has officially renewed Wednesday for a third season before the second has even begun. The show, which stars Jenna Ortega in the title role, originally premiered on the streamer back in November 2022 and has taken nearly 3 years to bring fans a second helping. But it's clear fans are hyped for more, as the show hit number 1 on Netflix's global top 10 show ranking when it debuted, and stayed there for 6 weeks. The first season garnered over 252 million views in just 90 days, and went on to hit that number 1 spot in over 90 countries. No word on additional casting for Season 3 just yet, but everything, including a release date, in good time. As for Season 2, it'll premiere on Netflix in 2 parts, with the first arriving on August 6th and the second coming on September 3rd. The Nintendo Switch 2 debuted in June to become the fastest-selling hardware ever in the US, shooting spending on games to new monthly records according to the monthly report from Circana. Spending on hardware was up a whopping 249% year-over-year thanks to the console's debut, reaching $978 million and greatly surpassing the previous monthly record from June 2008 of $608 million. In total, the Switch 2 sold 1.6 million units in the US during its launch month, beating the PlayStation 4's previous sales record of 1.1 million units in November of 2013. Unshockingly, it was the best-selling console of the month both in terms of units and dollar sales. Across both Nintendo Switch platforms, Switch 2 exclusive Mario Kart World was the best-selling game of the month, followed by Cyberpunk 2077 and Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, both of which launched alongside the new console. In 4th and 5th place respectively were Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, followed by Street Fighter VI, Mario Kart 8, Hogwarts Legacy, Bravely Default's Remaster, and Minecraft. Because Nintendo doesn't share digital sales numbers with Circana, this chart may be missing some big sellers. For instance, we learned that Deltarune topped Switch 2 charts in digital sales in June, but with no physical edition and the game only costing $25, it's missing from the dollar sales ranking entirely. So does all this Nintendo Switch 2 success mean it's on track to outsell the Nintendo Switch 1? We asked Circana analyst Matt Piscatella, and this is what he told us. What the launch sales of Switch 2 primarily tell us is that they made a lot of Switch 2 to sell at launch. Lifetime sales and launch sales of a console often do not correlate, meaning that some consoles with small launches ended up doing incredibly well lifetime. The PS2 only sold 400,000 in its launch month, while others with big launches ended up not doing as well lifetime. Since launch month demand is rarely satiated by available supply, and it's certainly not a great sign when it is historically, all we can really get a read on at launch is the confidence of the manufacturer to make so many units available, and the ability of the supply chain to get those units into the market. But having the biggest launch month sales for any new video game hardware platform is a hell of a good start. Across all platforms, Elden Ring Night Reign was the best-selling game of the month for the second month in a row, followed by debut titles Death Stranding 2 on the Beach and Mario Kart World. Those numbers don't include Nintendo digital sales of Mario Kart World, and they also don't include physical hardware bundles, meaning Mario Kart World will likely have performed significantly better than is indicated here. Per analysis by Circana's Matt Piscatella, 82% of Nintendo Switch 2 buyers in June purchased Mario Kart World either as a standalone sale or as part of a bundle. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma debuted at number 10. Stellar Blade ranked number 5 on the overall charts and was the second best-selling game on PlayStation thanks to its debut on the platform last month. And while Final Fantasy XVI didn't crack the overall top 20, it was the 4th best-selling game on Xbox, also thanks to its release on the platform in June. Overall, content spending in June was up 6% year over year, largely driven by Switch 2 game sales. Accessories spending also set a new June record of $293 million, in no small part due to sales of the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. It was the best-selling accessory of the month and has a 32% attach rate with Nintendo Switch 2 hardware. That's your IGN Daily Update. My name is Tony Jackson, and if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console and subscribe to our weekly podcasts through the podcast service of your choice.
Spoken Layer.